So my name is Christophe. I'm head of marketing for Petit. We are a consumer video platform located here in Nantes. Maybe some of you know us. For those of you who don't, we allow brands and online shops to generate relevant and authentic videos created by customers for customers. These videos are then broadcasted on their websites, on their product pages, on social media, and any other relevant channel to drive engagement and sales. So today, this is what I'm going to talk to you about, is user-generated content, and more specifically, user-generated video. So during this session, we'll see how user-generated video, or UGV, is completely changing the way brands are communicating today, but also completely changing the way we as marketers are doing our jobs. We'll also see why in 2019, a lot of marketers are still really scared at the idea of integrating user-generated video in their marketing. And we'll also see some brands that have kind of taken that leap of faith and are using customer videos in their marketing, and with what results. So as professionals of marketing, I'm sure you spend a lot of time crafting messages to engage with your audiences, creating content to create customer proximity, and always thinking of a new, innovative, and more personal way of engaging with your audiences so that they choose your product and your brand above anyone else's. And I hope that that works for you. I really do. But I'm also sure that in spite of all your efforts, there's always this voice that speaks louder than your marketing campaigns. This voice that really deeply resonates with your audiences more than anything your marketing team could ever create in terms of campaign. And that voice, I think you know where I'm going with this, is the voice of your customers. And it's never been as listened to and as powerful as it is today. So a recent survey by an agency called Wing showed that 85% of consumers trust user-generated content above brand-created content. We also did a small survey at Petit, so we did it with the Gen Z and Gen Y generations, so younger consumers. And we asked them if they trusted brand content. Half of them said that they didn't, so it's pretty huge. When you see that kind of advertising, this is probably the reason why today we don't trust brands anymore. So why don't we trust brands anymore? It's simply because of an effect we call the intention bias. So if I'm a consumer and I know that a brand is trying to sell me a product, which it always is, it's the principle of a brand, my trust in what that brand is going to say and what content it's going to create is going to be divided by 10, simply because I know that they are selling me something. So we love user-generated content and user-generated video at Petit. So I was at the Web Today on Wednesday, and I went through the place, and I asked a bunch of people what kind of content they would rather use and what would be more relevant for them and helpful for them when shopping online, a brand-created video or a user-generated video. Let's have a look at what they answered.
Quand tu fais tes achats en ligne, pour te faire un avis sur un produit, quel contenu serait le plus pertinent d'après toi, le plus utile? Une vidéo créée par la marque ou une vidéo créée par un consommateur qui a essayé le produit? Par un consommateur.
Une vidéo créée par un consommateur.
Une vidéo créée par un consommateur.
Par un consommateur.
Par un consommateur, je dirais.
Une vidéo d'un consommateur pour moi, clairement.
Une vidéo créée par un consommateur.
Et pourquoi?
Parce que je suis dans la peau plutôt d'un consommateur que de la marque. Et du coup, ça serait plus intéressant d'avoir l'avis du consommateur.
Parce qu'il y a un élément de confiance que ne m'offrirait pas la marque.
Pour voir l'usage et pour voir si ça répond aux besoins de l'utilisateur, donc potentiellement aux miens.
Parce que j'aurais plus confiance en le consommateur plutôt qu'en l'entreprise qui vend sa propre marque.
Parce que j'ai l'impression que je vais avoir quelque chose de plus vrai, tout simplement.
Une vidéo de marque. Je pense que ça permet de mieux valoriser le produit. Parfois, il y a des belles images et bizarrement, en fait, ça passe toujours plus à l'œil et on se dit pourquoi pas. Et après, on va souvent voir après les commentaires des consommateurs, des clients.
Et si tu avais le choix entre les deux, il y en avait, c'est l'un ou l'autre, tu choisirais quoi?
Bon, ok, c'est peut-être un peu futile, mais je crois que je vais quand même aller choisir les photos et les belles images de la marque.
Okay, so just so you know, I asked about 20 people on the event. Actually, some of you are in the room right now. She was the only one to answer brand content, and which I completely understand. However, it goes with the numbers I showed you before. It's between 85 and 90% prefer to see consumer videos today. Why is that? It's simply because no intention bias. They're not trying to sell you anything. I didn't pay them to answer for this. And also because they are like you. So we were supposed to be in another room right now. So this was supposed to resemble that room, but it doesn't work. This was supposed to be you. But you understand the effect I wanted to create here? Anyways. So when did consumers stop trusting brands? Word of mouth is basically the oldest form of advertising. It's existed before sales existed. So we can imagine a caveman finding a really good hunting spot, sharing it with his friend, neighbor, and it would go from people to people, and after 2 weeks, that spot would become the most popular hunting spot of all the caveman community. But at that time, our circle of influence is really limited to our direct contacts, so friends, family, colleagues. This is going to last up until the 1950s. We call that the Dark Ages. Then mass media arrived, and with it, the golden age of consumerism. And at that time, brands are going to kind of seize power because they're going to be able to broadcast messages to thousands, millions of consumers at the same time, whilst on the other side, consumers are still kind of stuck in the Dark Ages, limited to their direct social circle. So we call that period the darker ages, at least from the consumer standpoint. And then 30 years ago, internet arrived. And 10 years later, the first online review sites appeared. So Rate It All, Deja, Opinions.com. They're quickly going to be bought out or copied by bigger sites like eBay or Amazon. And today, as you know, we can basically rate anything we want. Flights, hotels, products. You can even rate your doctor in the US. And it's not going to stop here, because with social media and mobile, now we're not just writing reviews on websites, but we're also posting on social media, taking photos, and making videos. And so we basically have the power of life or death over some brands. I think a good example of that is, I don't know if you remember the United Airlines incident in 2017. So it was a flight that was overbooked leaving from Chicago. So they chose a random passenger that they needed to get off the plane. When that passenger refused, they took him out quite violently. Only at that same moment, 2 people on the flight filmed that scene and posted it on social media when they arrived. 3 days later, United Airlines had lost 4% on the stock market. So really just to show you the impact that consumers have today with the content that they create. OK, so fine, but how does that impact you as marketers and communicators? It impacts you because really today, you can't just be promoting your product anymore. It just doesn't cut it. People don't trust brands. They don't even listen to brands anymore. We all have ad blockers on our browsers. People trust people. And this is where you need to be focusing your efforts. So really, you need to be shifting your focus from just promoting your product to promoting your customers, promoting your product. Maybe some of you understand the Inception GIF right now. That was the reference, kind of different levels, a bit far-fetched. But anyways, that's what winning brands are doing today. They're focusing on a great product, a great customer experience, and transforming their customers into ambassadors. So I told you that user-generated content was changing the way we do our jobs, but it's not just changing the way we do our jobs, it's actually creating new jobs in marketing. Those are a bunch of reviews I saw on Indeed last week, just to see that there's really that need for brands to shine through the eyes of their customers. And I highlighted that sentence because, like I said before, it's the same objective every time, building customer trust. OK, so now, today, what kind of content can you use as marketers? What kind of user-generated content can you activate? So first of all, you've got text, which is the historic content, with reviews. We talked about it before. Ratings, forums, blogs. Q&As also. Some brands actually create Q&As with their customers and post them on their website so that the questions that are answered are actually relevant to the other customers. And even chats, where some customers can speak with other customers directly. You've got photo, So photo is basically social media as you know it. But also, besides of the classic ones, you've got some new actors like 21 Buttons that focuses on e-commerce and fashion, and it's really kind of the new kid on the block here. Audio, there isn't much right now, but tomorrow, I'm sure we'll see much more user-generated podcasts arrive, and probably some applications related to smart speakers. And we've got video, so product tests, unboxings, haul videos, demos, how-to, but I also included stories, which is a new format of video, very popular, you all know it, and short videos that kind of exploded last year with TikTok in Asia and the US. We're going to talk about video today. We're talking about it because, well, first of all, if you add some subtitles, you have text, photo, and audio in the same media. But most of all, because video is what consumers are asking for today. So I don't think I need to convince marketers in 2019 of the power of video and that it's here to stay. But if I had to, I'd just say two things. First is, look at all the big actors. And in the last 2 or 3 years, they've all invested into shifting their model to include video in their platforms. Facebook with Facebook Watch that launched last year, and now they have a dedicated tab on their app just for video. So same group, different brand. Instagram, of course, with stories, excuse me, and but also IGTV, which was basically created to go and compete with Google on long-form video and YouTube, but also Amazon on e-commerce. So they launched Amazon Live, I think it was 3 months ago in Europe, which is basically the equivalent of teleshopping in France, but directly embedded on their website, so they keep their customers captive on the platform, and people can just watch the live stream and buy the products they're interested in. Second thing I'd say is look at the new generation of consumers. They're basically all video addicts. So the Gen Z, they're born after '96, they watch 3.5 hours of video every day. So that's almost a quarter of their active day that is spent watching videos. And for their older brothers and sisters, Gen Y, it's 2.5 hours. So still really huge. And I think that's just a clear signal that video is here to stay. OK, so now maybe you're thinking about using customer videos in your marketing. But I'm also sure that while you're picturing your customers creating videos for you, this is what you have in mind. I know. And that's normal. We have that a lot. A lot of marketers we work with, they respect their customers, but sometimes they lack a bit of faith. And I just wanted to tell you that video creators really come in all forms and shapes today. And just to show you that, I wanted to show you a small video, a quick preview of what kind of customer videos we get on our platform.
Hello, donc je reviens avec une nouvelle paire de chaussures envoyée par Besson Chaussures, donc une belle paire de compensés noirs et dorés.
Aujourd'hui, je vais tester pour vous le prêt en coûte de la marque Fit.
Bonjour à tous, on se retrouve avec un nouveau bon plan du site Brico Privé.
Et donc en me renseignant, je dois dire que je suis tombé assez vite sur l'Octatrack, qui s'est présenté quasiment comme le produit que je recherchais.
Aujourd'hui, je teste la Amazon 500 en 142.
J'ai connu Sapienzo à travers un ami qui m'a recommandé la solution pour faire le point sur ma retraite.
Je te présente la palette Ultimate de chez NYX Professional Makeup que tu peux retrouver sur le site Fil Unique.
Après avoir déposé les dents avec les pattes doigts qui sont en principe montées sur ma bineuse, je vais donc monter ces dents droites de vibro.
Préparation du booster, il me faut de l'eau, un shaker. Dans le shaker, je vais mettre 300 ml d'eau.
Donc c'est une souris gaming sans fil de chez Corsair.
Évidemment un vibrato, je n'avais pas parlé, un vibrato 2 points. Donc on est toujours dans cette conception plutôt moderne de la Strat.
Vous avez 3 embouts de boulonneuse, 6, 8 et 10.
Alors avec cette paire de sandales, j'ai osé donc faire 2 looks en l'associant avec un collant.
On va voir donc dans les différentes parties que la tétine, on peut l'adapter donc directement sur le biberon. Ça c'est la vraie révolution. Et même sans base à paupières, le résultat est déjà vraiment pas mal.
Alors il est en plastique et il a un revêtement soft touch assez agréable au toucher.
La petite board pour tous les jours parfaite et pour le bar.
Donc c'est super, merci beaucoup. Au revoir.
So this is just a small preview of the thousands of videos our customers collect with our solutions every month. And I didn't have much time to show you more, but just in that video, you've got two teenagers, boy and girl. You've got an almost retired man. You've got a farmer. You've got a sports addict. You've got a fashionista. You've got a young mother. And just to prove my point is we're astonished every day at the profiles of the customers that create videos for the brands that work with our solutions. Another question we usually have is, okay, but a video created by a customer isn't going to be of good quality. So of course, it's never going to be as good as a video you're going to pay $10,000 for and hire a camera crew and studio editing. But I can tell you that today, an authentic video is going to trump a high production video anytime. Anytime. Google did a study on that about consumption of YouTube content, and it showed that the content was 1.6 times more important than the production value of a video. Same thing applies for whether or not there's a celebrity in that video. People think that it's 3 times more important the content resonates and is authentic rather than have a celebrity in the video. So just keep that in mind. I know as marketers, it's kind of scary thinking it's not what we learned, putting kind of amateur videos online, but if the content resonates, it's going to work. Okay, so now, how can you engage your customers into creating videos for you? You've got 2 ways of doing that. First one is in the post-purchase phase, sorry. So basically, every satisfied customer you have is a potential advocate for your brand. So the idea is just to activate them so that they can create videos for you. And the second way you can do that is in the pre-purchase phase. So this time you're rather going to identify your best ambassadors beforehand. And once you know which profiles you want to engage, you're going to send them the product so they can try it out and create videos for you. So this is an example of what we do with our customers in post-purchase engagement. This is something we set up with Fil Unique. Fil Unique is a cosmetics pure player with about 35,000 products, around 500 brands, and they sell 15,000 units every day. So what we did, first of all, is we sent them a small piece of code, a proprietary technology, so that they can install on their website a call to action, which you can see on the left, allowing users to drop a video review, just like they could drop a written review. And then it's a 5-step process. First step is communication. So the idea is for customers to know that they can now leave their video reviews on the website. So we activated it with the post-purchase email. We also activated social media. And we also included some flyers in the boxes so that when they receive the delivery, they have an information telling them that they can try out the product and create a video and post it on the website. This kind of engagement tools, they vary depending on the customers, of course, depending on what kind of channels they use. Second phase is the creation and upload phase. So once the customer has been sent back to the website, he's going to click on that call to action that I showed you. And there, a small overlay is going to open and is going to take him through the creation process. So the idea is really to guide him step by step. So we're going to give him examples, guidelines, and tips so that he can create a relevant video. I just want to say we're not going to tell him what to say. We don't want to create bias, but we are going to tell him what he should mention in the video so that the information is relevant. Nobody cares if I like my jeans or I don't like them. However, if I say I like the jeans because of the fabric, because of the price, and I justify it, that's going to be interesting information for the other customers. So it's important that we guide them in that process. So once they've done the video, they can upload it on the platform, any size, any format. We take it all. And then it kind of the customer experience goes on hold, and it goes into our automated process at Tista. So all the videos go through our automated post-production engine. In that engine, first level is moderation. So we've got an automatic moderation which detects the quality of the video and the quality of the audio, just to see if it's good enough and exploitable. And the second level of moderation, which is human, where we verify if the user has respected the brief I was talking about before and that the information is relevant. Once that is validated, we get the copyright so that the brands and the sites can use those videos on their channels. We optimize sound and image. We add music to punch things up, motion design, so small bricks of text that allow to highlight special features of the product or some special feedback that the customer mentioned during his video, and subtitles. Once the video is ready, it's automatically uploaded to the product page. So our customers can use their player if they have one on their website, but we also have a custom player. Usually this is what they go for because it was created for e-commerce, so it's got some special features like rating, sharing of course, but also add to basket. And most of all, it's because it's got a tracking pixel, which allows you to see the result of your videos and the impact on your sales. So tracking views and engagement, but also tracking conversion and impact on conversion. And then the last step is sharing. So I told you that in phase number 2, the customers kind of drop raw material on the platform. Well, in phase number 5, they're going to receive an email telling them, hi, this is your fully edited with video, so with motion design, music, and it's currently being broadcast on the website. You can download it if you want and share it on your social networks. So they can download it in any format that they need so that they can share it on their side. And it's really got this kind of wow moment. We see that, and they usually kind of send a message or answer and think it's great because they just drop some average videos, and they receive usually a beautiful video they're really proud of. So after 3 months of using the platform, Feel Unique managed to engage more than 150 video creators in their project. 100% social shares, this is a metric that never changes really across all our customers. It's always the same. When people take the time to make a video and receive a nice video, they're going to share it behind. And an increase of 17% on their conversion rate thanks to those videos. This is just a quote from our customer, and just wanted to show that if she engaged in that project, it's because they were already sure that their customers were not engaging with brand content and that they needed to go and create user-generated content. We didn't even need to explain it to them. And the last thing I wanted to show you is another customer we work with, Besson Chaussures. They are a shoe reseller. And they use the pre-purchase system, and they managed to generate around 200 videos. And so they were looking at a way of how they could use those videos and really exploit them in their marketing. So they decided to use one of our solutions, which is called the Video Shopping Gallery, which is basically a new way of consuming online. It's really based on shoppable content. So people can browse a full gallery of videos made by customers to just see if the products are interesting. They can add them to their basket. And kind of like Amazon did with Amazon Live, the idea is to keep them on their website. Instead of them leaving the site, going looking for reviews, looking for videos, looking for people using it in real life, this time they can actually do it on the site. So they added a small tab called Inspiration, and this is where it's located. And so yes, you'll also see the player open in a few seconds. And on that gallery, the average videos viewed for people who arrive on the site is 2 videos per person. And well, we're still A/B testing to see the impact on conversion because they haven't had the platform that long. So I can't share any results with you right now for this one. This is the player I was talking to you about. The different call to actions are up there. Recommendations on the side to keep people captive, keep them on the site. And the last call to action, so this is the solution they implemented, allowing people, if they want, to engage and become part of the video community creator. OK, so the title of this presentation was a bit provocative, of course, and I just want to moderate that. What I'm saying today is you shouldn't completely stop doing brand videos. It's an integral part of marketing and communication. It's a great way of passing messages. However, what I am saying is you should also be trying out user-generated video and mixing it with your brand content. It's Tubular Labs. It's a video platform in the US. Also did a study and showed that the best results are when you mix brand content and user-generated content. So that's why I'm coming back to, you remember that last person who said she preferred brand video? Well, it seemed like she kind of lost the match, but in fact, what she said was pretty relevant. You can't completely erase brand videos. It's really important. However, when you look at the 95% other who want consumer videos, you also see that that's where you want to go, and that's what you want to try out. So like Martin, this iguana, I'd say take that leap of faith, try it out, try and trust your customers, and I can assure you, you won't be disappointed. Thank you very much for your time, and I'm open to questions.